Hi, I'm Lynn Brick. Welcome to this week's Fit Tip. Got back pain? This simple stretch done every single day can help prevent or alleviate back pain. Well, it's well documented that approximately 80% of all people suffer from back pain at some point in their lives. Well, you don't have to be part of that 80%. You can be part of the 20% by preventing back pain with this simple stretch, stretching the piriformis muscle. The piriformis muscle sits deep in the hip socket, underneath your gluteals, and it sits right next to your sciatic nerve. So the more irritated that it gets from running on hard surfaces or uneven surfaces, the more it irritates your sciatic nerve, which causes the pain in your back and your hip. And the purpose of this muscle is to help externally rotate your hip, as well as give a lot of support to your hip as well. So it's very important to stretch this muscle, and sometimes you might just feel like you need to get out that oil can and loosen up your hips a little bit. Stretch the piriformis, and that's your preventative oil can, so to speak. So here's how you do it. I want you to sit down in a chair, and you can do this at any place, at work or at home, and sit up as tall as you can. Engage your core muscles, shoulders back. Now simply cross your ankle over your knee. Flex your foot. Now I want you to do this. Lift up as tall as you can. As you tilt forward, press your knee down. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds and then release. Try it again. Press your knee down. Tilt forward. You make sure you're tilting from your lower spine and then release. A couple more times. Now you want to hold for 2 to 3 seconds, but the latest research on stretching says that all you need to do is repeat it 10 full times. 10 times, holding for only 2 to 3 seconds. And then release. And of course you want to switch to the other side. Now, as I mentioned, I like to do that at work or at home, but my favorite place to do that stretch is in church. I don't think the priest ever notices. Another way you can do that stretch is by lying on the ground, up against a wall. So try this with me. You can do this at home. Lie down, place your foot up against the wall, make sure you have a 90-degree angle in your knee as well as your hip, and cross the opposite ankle over. Flex your foot and lift your hips up slightly, and just simply do the same movement here. Push away for 2 to 3 seconds and then release. Push away for 2 to 3 seconds and then release. By lifting your hips, you're adding that slight little pelvic tilt so you can get a deeper stretch into your hip socket to really target that piriformis muscle. So there you have it. You can stretch the piriformis muscle either by sitting or lying down and with your foot up against the wall. I like to close each one of my tips with a thought, and today's thought is from Beverly Sills. You may be disappointed if you fail, but you are doomed if you don't try. Please feel free to pass this on to a friend, family member, or coworker, and I'd love to hear your comments or feedback. Please feel free to comment on my blog, Blogging with Lynn, that's blogging with LYNNE.com. And if you'd like to see any of my past tips or the text version, please log on to lynnbricks.com. Until we meet again, you go girl!